ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थे सुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नौमतिरप्यहैतुकी। We are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 3, verse number 45. No, 45 we did. We are on 46. So this is a prakaran or topic of karma, and it was stated that karma is prescribed by the Veda, that's why it is called Vedic karma. There are two types of karma, Vedic karma and Lokik karma. Everybody is acting, everybody is doing something. So here karma, he says, is Vedvada. That's what he said there. That karma, akarma, vikarmiti, Vedvado na Lokika. What is karma, what is akarma, what is vikarma? It is known from the Veda, not from the Loka. So, what is their purpose? He said, it is parokshvada, karma mokshaya karmani vidhatte. that it is prescribed so that you can become free from the karma. So what is karma, Dr. Anupam? Speak in English.
To do one's prescribed duty is called karma. Ved karma ka acharan. Ved karma acharan is karma.
So what is a karma?
To not do Ved karma, which is prescribed, is called akarma.
And vikarma?
To do nishid.
Nishchit.
Nishid. To engage in nishid karma, which is not,
prohibited.
Which is rejected by the, which Shastra says prohibited.
So then what is the difference between akarma and vikarma?
So akarma is to not do the prescribed activity, simple.
So yesterday 3 people asked question, right? And all those 3 people's questions were basically related with the same thing. Everybody was hung up on the result of the karma, not on the definition. Everybody was concerned, so akarma also this, vikarma also this, so what is the difference? So difference is not, we are not talking about the result. Suppose you have to go to the 2nd floor. So one goes by the staircase, other goes by the lift. They call it elevator in America. So, is there any difference? Is it different to go by staircase than by going through the elevator? Is it same or is it different? What do you say?
Different.
So see, he is still confused.
No, result is same, but the effort required in going by stairs is more than by lift.
But who is talking about the result? We are saying the action. Is the action same or different? Action is different.
Action is different, but the result is same.
Yeah, but I'm not asking about result. This is the problem. This is the thing, that we are so much accustomed to result that we don't bother about the action. We want the result. We are so much result oriented that we forget about the definition also. I'm only saying what is karma, akarma and vikarma.
So that's, if it's possible, then actions and wrong actions. Non-actions and wrong actions could be the difference. Could be.
Yeah, but I'm saying when you go to the 2nd floor by elevator and you go by stairs, these are 2 separate actions or same? There is no difference between the action. Result is same. So the action is different or same? Different?
Babaji, action is also not different because one action takes less time, less effort, one action takes more time and more effort.
So they are different.
Yes, difference. First of all, non-actions, and because you stay on the stair and go by elevator, non-actions, but you go.
So one is akarma,
Yes.
other is karma.
Exactly.
So
that's
they are
the difference.
different.
That's the difference.
The result may be same, but they are different. Actions are different. Of course, it is not exactly a karma, but something like that to make you understand. After all, you just stand in the elevator, in the lift, you don't do anything. And there you have to walk. So why these questions came? What is the psychology behind that? Why 3 people asked questions which were actually related to result, not about the definition? Because we are so much concerned about result only. This is human mind, that we only focus on the result. So first understand that this karma actually is meant, that's why he says karma mokshaya karmani vidhatte hi agato yatha. That the whole karma is there to make you free from the result, karma phal. That's what he will say, nas karmya. That's what he says, rochna artha phalashruti. That this phalashruti is just to entice you. This is the sloka which we are reading today. So, karma yoga and karma, that is the difference. Although both words are used also interchangeably. The karma and karma yoga is same thing, but when we say yoga, means it has some higher purpose, not just doing the action. So he says now here, first he says, Nachared yastu vedoktam. So first, that is the karma part. Nachared yastu vedoktam, and who is not doing what is prescribed in the Vedas. So that means he is akarma. But as I said yesterday that you are not fasting on Ekadasi, but then you are also doing vikarma, you are also doing what you are not. So akarma will also involve vikarma, generally speaking. So that's why he said swayam aggo jitendriya vikarmana hiya dharmena. When he is not doing, means he is in akarma, then akarma you don't sit. That's why Vishwanath Chakravarti said that we don't sit quietly. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishthatya karma krit. Remember, he quoted that. So since you are not doing what is prescribed in the Veda, now you will do something which is not prescribed. That's why he said that in the morning taking up baths, sandhya vandan, this, that. So you don't do that, then you will wake up late and then you will eat engaging in irregular activities. So you will not be regulated. That will be the outcome of it.
Here I am trying to understand, akarma is not an abhava padartha, it is also some type of karma.
No, the way he defined. There are different people who have given. As I said, that some people have. Sridhar Swami gives the meaning of akarma as vikarma.
Okay.
And vikarma he gives another meaning. He gives the meaning of akarma as opposite of karma. Which is nisiddha karma. And vikarma some other type karma.
Okay. So then we are still taking as non-performance as abhava only. Abhava
the way Vishwanath
Chakravarti is explaining.
You see, the thing is that the way you define, so why he is defining like this? Because he is seeing what is coming. So different people can different meaning. It is not that in one place akarma is you define like this, another place you will define another way. If you are commenting on the whole book, they have studied the book, they have understood, and then they follow their one understanding.
Because here we are dividing karma into three parts. So it is a prakarana of karma. So to say the abhava of karma is also karma is little.
Yeah, but he is not saying that it is three types of karma. He is saying akarma. Just like you have bhav padartha and abhav padartha.
Okay. So he's not including it under karma like it's just a karma.
Okay. Not including them. But if you include, then a karma is neskarmya. That is another meaning. That you perform karma and you don't get any. So when you do it without the kartritva bhav, then it is a karma. And vikarma is nisiddha karma. So that is one way of explaining. Some people have also explained it like that. So, verse number 46.
Karma will also generally involve vikarma, because if we don't do our prescribed activity, then we are bound to get...
if you are not doing karma at all, it is not necessary. And just I gave the example yesterday that but this is Purushottam month. So certain things are prescribed. But if you don't do that, then it's not necessary you will do vikarma. But somebody who is not doing karma at all, means who is not following path of karma, then he is only going to do vikarma.
So,
but somebody who is following karma yoga may not do certain things, then it is a karma for that particular part.
So that means a karma with respect to result, specifically we are talking, can be of two types. One is it can yield a negative result, and second is it can also yield no result at all.
Yeah, if you want to define from result point of view, you can say that.
And this vikarma will always result in negative result.
Vikarma will always result in that. Because it is Nisiddha.
Nishiddha. Okay.
So you are already flouting the order. Means you are told don't do this and you are doing that.
So another question which comes to the mind, Babaji, is then if with respect to the result, I mean, which is also very important, we cannot just ignore the result part. While doing an activity, even while doing, suppose, spiritual practice, bhakti, we always see that in one sense we see the result, whether Krishna is being pleased or not, whether I am spiritually progressing or not, whether my senses are being controlled or not. So
now you have to understand that when we talk about result here, we are talking about material result. Okay? In this particular context, when we say neskarmya, so then it means that we are not asking for any material result. So if bhakti leads to bhakti, that is not considered as a separate result. You are going to get only what you are already doing. It's not something different from that.
Yeah. So the question I was going to ask is, Babaji, if both a karma and vikarma, they can lead to a negative result, what is the point in making this kind of...
Why karma can...
vikarma and akarma, both can lead to negative result. Why? What is the point in making classification like this?
The point is only so that you are always seeing things from the result point of view. But he is only trying to define it without that. Your intention is only on the result. That if akarma is also giving bad result, vikarma is giving bad result, why shall I define it like this?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But he is saying that akarma is you are getting bad result of not doing something, and the other one you are getting bad result by doing something which you should not do. So these are two separate things. Even if you say akarma gives you bad result and vikarma gives you bad result, still they are not same. Because in one case you are getting bad result because you are not doing what you are supposed to do. And the other one is you are getting bad result because you are doing what you should not do. Get the point?
Yes.
And you should also know that generally speaking, the bad result of that which you are not supposed to do will be more than if you are supposed to do and you did not do it. Even generally, psychology, you ask someone that someone study, he did not study, you may not be that much upset, but you said, don't watch TV. And then he watches TV. So you will be more upset. Because in one you are actually doing harmful action. In one you did not do the good action. In the other one you are doing harmful activity, which may be harming others or yourself.
Okay. Thank you, Babaji.
So still there is a difference. So now he spoke about akarma and vikarma in this sloka, right? Because first he says nacharediyastu vegdoktam and vikarmana hi adharmena. So what about doing what is prescribed? So doing what is prescribed is two ways, that you do it sakam or niskam. So he is talking about the niskam here. He says vedoktam eva kurvano nisango arpitam ishvare neskarmyam labte siddhim rochna artha falashruti. So it's an important verse. So he says, Vedoktam eva kurvanu. So doing only what is prescribed in the Veda. So he is talking about that karma part now. And that also he says Nisanga. So who is Nisanga here? Nisanga is the person. So means he is not attached either the sense of doership or to the result. And Arpitam Ishvare. And it is offered to Ishvara. Yatyat karoti saklam Narayanaya samarpayat. So what is the outcome then? Neskarmyam labte siddhim. So he attains perfection in the form of Neskarmya. So Neskarmya can be Brahman, because it's Neskarmya is also, Brahman is also called Neskarmya, he is free from karma. Neskarmya can also mean Bhakti, because that is one definition. Bhakti rasya bhajanam iha mutra upadhin arasyena amusmin manah kalpanam idam eva neskarmyam. Famous statement. So that is also, Bhakti is also sometimes called by the word neskarmya. So that depends on the inclination of the person. So he will attain Bhakti or he will attain Brahman. Then what about the Falshruti? So there are statements in the Veda itself that Sarva Kamo Yajet, that you perform the yajna, you will get Swarga. So it is, if it is prescribed, then you should get the result. Right? If you are eating, your stomach will be filled, you will get nourished, your hunger will be quelled. So that result will come. So what about that? So he says, no, it will not come. Because that is for the Lokik things. If you do Lokik activities, whatever, some result will come. But if it is Vedokta, then depending on what is the Sankalpa. So if your Sankalpa is to get the result, you will get the result. If your Sankalpa is that no, you are not doing it for the result, then Neskarmyam labte siddhim. Then you will get the Neskarmyam. That is also a result, but it is not the one which is prescribed or which is described. So then that is taken as only Arthvad. You don't get that. So why is it prescribed then? Why is it described? So he says Rochana Artha. He says this is to increase your taste. It's like you go to mall. So then they say you get buy one, get one free. Or you have 25% discount for next 2 days. Right? Christmas sale. So that is to increase your taste. Increase your taste means you are really not interested in buying, but seeing the sale, you buy it. So similarly, doing karma is effort. As I said, that we are not interested in karma, we want the result. If we get the result, why shall we work? Our whole effort is not to work. But because we cannot get result without working, then we work. But as soon as people make enough money or they can work from home or whatever, then they give up that working. Or at least they are very happy when it is Friday. Why are they happy when it is Friday evening? Because they don't want to work. That is the proof. If they were happy working, then it will not make any difference what is Friday or Thursday. They start saying, thank God it's Friday. From Thursday itself they start saying. So that shows that the interest is not in doing work, but getting the result. And because we are result oriented, so then the Vedas says, okay, I give you the result. Then you work. Now because we are getting the result from other means, then we don't follow Veda. This is what science has done. The disadvantage of modern science and technology is that it has created distrust in the Vedic scriptures. Because as I said, that my point is in getting the result. If I am getting the result, why shall I follow Veda? I am getting it from somewhere else. And there is a drishta, visible effect. Veda is adrishta. So between drishta and adrishta, drishta is more powerful. That's why science has overtaken the Vedas. The Vedic knowledge which was existing for thousands of years and people believed and they were very staunch about it, it got uprooted, completely overthrown. So why? Because drishta, visible effect. So science is about visible, that's why it is called empirical knowledge. So there is nothing mysterious that you keep on doing it, then next life, this life, that life. So therefore, unless now the Vedic people try to bring some drishta effect, they cannot sell their product. They are having hard time. So the only way they are able to sell it, because people are having mental problems. But for that science also bringing out pills, some bliss, something, some drug, you take this, feel happy. Here you go on chanting. There you just take a pill, sleep. So there is a big competition. And spiritual people are losing because they have not modified. They have to also invent something, some technology, so that you can feel the effect. Why modern New Age gurus are successful? Because they have made inner engineering, some outer engineering, something, some kriya, by which you can see the effect immediately. That's why it works. And then they don't want anything deeper. After that they may also go further. This is also the purpose of this, that you do it. That was the purpose in the olden time, that you are enticed by it, you do it, then you start studying it more. And then you come to realize that actually the real purpose is something else. So that's how it worked.
Babaji, just I'm trying to understand, in comparison of modern day world, if we take something like Putra Kameshti, they are not able to have children, so they are doing yajna for a child. Modern methods are still more harder than performance of a yajna.
Why?
I mean, there is like IVF hospitals and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
but if you do Putra Kamesti and nothing happens.
Like that.
There it is successful. Success rate is also very high.
Yeah, so it's more in the sense like here a lot of training and purity and everything is required.
And still
and
we don't see the effect. Rajya Kamo, you want kingdom, do the yajna. Where is the kingdom?
Just to confirm here, when we are talking about this karma, akarma and vikarma, these refer only to Vedokta karma, as there was a verse
this is only
earlier.
Vedokta. It is not
like
Laukika.
a person is doing job or doing something extra. This does not
It's not
apply.
Laukika at all here. This strictly Vedoktam.
Okay.
Laukika came earlier. He says Mansavacha Karmana. Remember? Buddhyaya Indriya Anushrita Swabhavat Yatat Karoti Saklam Parasmi Narayanaya Samarpayate. That was for Laukik, Vedic, everything. This is specifically Vedic, what is being described. That's why it says Vedoktam eva kurvanu.
So that means the way we use karma in our understanding daily, it is not correct. in one sense.
I said yesterday that the word karma is used in different meanings. So one is general meaning of the word karma. Whatever you do is karma.
Right.
Any action is karma.
Right.
And here it is only that action. That's why he said karma is that Veda Vihita Acharan. That's why I spend so much time on this definition and not deviating to the result or this or that. Because this is a confusion people have. He defined it, and I am stressing that karma here is Veda Vihita Acharana. Means acting as per the injunction of the Shastra. Simple.
Just one last question, Babaji. Is it all this, Vedokt karma and Ved Ashran, is it important for us as devotees? And if yes, how? We generally follow the path of spiritual understanding, so that cannot be strictly said as karma. So what is the significance
The
of
devotees
this?
already came there. There is adhikar. So Karma Yoga has adhikar. Jnana Yoga has its adhikar. Bhakti Yoga has its own adhikar.
Okay.
So tavat karmani kurvite na nirvidyate yavata mat katha sarunadova shraddhayavan jayate.
Right.
So we discussed this, but then again problem comes there also. If you are living in society and you don't do karma, then a lot of problem. Suppose you are devotee and other people are not devotees in the family, then problem. So there it is said that you do as a lokachar.
Right.
So that's why I am saying that it is very big confusion about this karma. People don't understand it.
So then another thing coming to the mind is, Baba, then this discussion is for specifically those having karma adhikar.
Yes.
Okay. And then the question which was asked earlier is that na abruvan brahman putras tatra karanam uchyatam, and the answer was said that you did not have the qualification to understand it. The answer to this, in the commentary it was said. So the Raja Nimi, he did not even have the qualification to understand
He
karma.
was a young boy. He said, I asked this in front of my father. That means he was just a boy at that time.
Okay.
He said it in the question itself. He says, Evam prashnam rishin purvam apricham piturantike.
Okay.
That in present of my father I had asked this question. Means this Kumaraj must have come to visit his father. Then he asked this question.
Oh.
Not now.
So उसको आप बोध करने में वो सक्षम नहीं थे, लेकिन अधिकार की बात नहीं हुई.
अधिकार तो पहले समझे तो सही उसको यार. अधिकार कहाँ से आ जाएगा, पहले समझेगा ही नहीं तो. First he was not even capable of understanding it. Sandeep.
So I think in the Sandarbha we read that like if you do some karma and then you say that Shri Krishna Arpanam Astu, so then it becomes karma. So now in the modern day context, hardly any Vedic society or Vedic karma is very difficult to follow. Generally, nobody is following. So even if somebody is living in the society and doing a job, etc., whatever, then can he say that this job, Sri Krishna Arpanamastu?
Yeah, but what is how much I am saying this, that this is only about Vedokta karma. It is not talking about the Laukika thing. Don't bring that here. This is the point I am trying to make. That there is a Laukik karma and there is a Vedic karma. You understand what is Vedic karma?
Yes, as prescribed in the Vedas.
Yeah, so then the job which you are doing, that is not prescribed in the Vedas. That is a Laukik karma. This Vedic karma is something doing yajna, etc. primarily. Sandhya vandan, yajna, samskara. This is what Vedic karma is. He's only talking about that.
Okay, but I was just a little confused on this aspect that supposing in the modern context, if somebody is...
I'm saying that he's not discussing this part here now. Why are you bringing that? He is not talking about that here at all. That thing already came earlier. We did this in the previous chapter. If you remember, that sloka came. Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana anushrita svabhavat karoti yadyat sakalam parasmai narayana iti samarpayat. So there it was said that whatever you do, Laukik, Vedic, doesn't matter. So that's what you are saying, what was discussed in Bhagavad, in the Sandarbhas. That anena karmana narayana priyatam. That may Narayana be pleased with this. So iti yuktva sarvam tasmai nivedayat. That was separate part. This is different, separate. So therefore understand that karma yoga is also of two types. One is purely Vedic activities, you do that and you according to the Vedic, that is also called karma marg. Then there is another one which Krishna also says, yajjuhosi yaddasa dadasi yat tapasyasi konte. Right? He said tat kurusva madarpanam yadasnati. So that is another one. That is there he is not including only Vedic karma, everything. So this is what was discussed in Bhakti Sandarbha. In Bhakti Sandarbha it came.
So one last little doubt. Supposing like this Yat Karosi, one follows that, or Shri Krishna Arpanamastu, say like that, then does that become equivalent to the Vedic karma, or it's a separate division totally and results?
Why I am not able to understand that? What is the difficulty in understanding this? That Vedic karma, as very clearly he says, that Veda Vihita Acharanam Vedic karma. That Vedic karma is only that which is prescribed in the Veda or in the Smriti Shastra. Only that is called Vedic karma. Nothing else. Not yat karosi yadasnasi. That is not Vedic karma. That is Laukik. So whether you offer or not, it is not going to become Vedic. There is no question of something becoming Vedic. That's why I am saying please try to understand the definition. If you don't understand the definition, then this confusion will keep coming. Why I have been stressing on this definition part since yesterday is only for this reason. So there it is very clearly stated that karma here in this particular context, and don't mix it with yat karosi or the earlier one, karmana vacha mansa, that sloka. Here the word karma refers only to that action which is mentioned in the Vedas. Mentioned means as a vidhi. I said there are 5 types of statements in the Vedas. One of them is the vidhi vakya. So this is only referring to those vidhi vakyas, that's all. Nothing else. Not your eating, sleeping, taking bath, etc. These are not Vedic karma.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Puja.
राधे राधे गुरुजी। गुरुजी मुझे ये पूछना था कि जैसे बोलते हैं कि आप मुक्त या फिर हम जैसे ये मृत्यु लोक है, इससे हम तभी मुक्त हो सकते हैं जब हमारे पाप और पुण्य बेसिकली शून्य हो जाए, कि ना ही पाप हो ना ही पुण्य हो। पर एक दिन में चाहे वो मानसिक हो, वाचिक हो, कार्मिक हो, हम तो एक दिन में कितनी सारी चीज़ें कर रहे होते हैं। मतलब यहाँ मैं वैदिक या वैसे नहीं बोल रही, इन जनरली कि हम कितनी सारी चीज़ें कर रहे होते हैं। तो कैसे हम वो शून्य की स्थिति में पहुँचे, कैसे कि ना कोई पाप है ना कोई पुण्य है, कि दोबारा आना ही ना पड़े हमें यहाँ।
So this is what is being described here. Her question is that how can we become, you can get moksha only if we become free from sin and piety. But we do so many activities, so how are we going to become free from that? So that is what is being described here. So that is the whole process of karma, that when you do activities, whether sinful or pious activities, so they become accumulated, that is called your sanchit karma. So there are three types of karma. Kriyaman karma, the karma which you are doing in the present life is called kriyaman karma. And karma which is giving you the result from the past in this life, that is prarabdha karma, and the rest remains in the stock, which is called sanchit karma. So in this life, if you can become free from the desire for the result of karma by karma yoga or by jnana yoga, you give up all desires or you do bhakti. So then what happens is that your sanchit karma gets wiped out by the fire of Agni, of the knowledge. Jnana Agni sarv karmani, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. That just like the fire burns the wood, like that the Jnana Agni, the fire of knowledge, will burn all the karma. But the prarabdha is not removed. So the prarabdha you have to go through that, at the end of life you will become free. Bhakti can burn prarabdha also. So therefore that is by the fire of either jnana or bhakti. That is how it has to be understood. So that's why he says, Neskarmyam labte siddhim. This verse itself is saying this. That if you do vedoktam eva kurvano, that if you do only the prescribed duties and you don't engage in nisiddha karma, and you also don't avoid what you are supposed to do, and you do it nisanga, means without the sense of doership or without the attachment for the result of the action, and arpitam Ishvare, and you offer it to Ishvara. So now what will happen? You will become free from karma. So that's why it says Neskarmyam labte siddhim. So you will attain the state of Neskarmya. And as I said, Neskarmya can mean Brahma Sakshatkar, Brahma Bhuta, or it can mean devotion to Bhagavan, depending on what is your understanding. So this is what the verse is saying. So now see the commentary. Ateva param karuniko vedo bhakti vimukhanam naranam pasunam ive indriya ramatva atishya varna eva tanuddishya karmani fal darshanaya rochayans tatha vidhatte. Okay, so he says ateva. Ateva means therefore. Therefore is referring to the previous sloka, where he says that the person is not performing. Nacharediyastu vedoktam, that he was not engaged in the vedokta, then he was vidharmena. Vikarmana hiya dharmena. He is going to engage in vikarma, forbidden activities. So to avoid that he engages in these forbidden activities, therefore the Veda out of Karuna, Param Karuniko Veda. So Veda is extremely compassionate on people. So the science is not compassionate. Technology is not compassionate on people. This is the difference. It doesn't care for next life because they don't believe in that. So here he knows that there is a law of karma, there is a next birth, and you have to suffer if you don't live life according to the principles. So therefore people who are bhakti vimukhanam naranam pasunam iva indriyaramatva atishya varna eva. So people in general who are like animals, you can see this. It's not very difficult to understand this. Those people who are not devoted, so they are like animal. You see, and what do animals do? Wherever they see the grass, cow eats. So that's the thing. Then you have to restrict that no, don't do this. This is so. In case of cows, you cannot restrict them. They go. You can hit them. You can divide them. So you tie them. Human beings, you don't tie like that. So you make law, this is that somebody's property, then there is a court, then you register your house, all this system. For cows it is not that this is field of somebody else, this is not the field of my owner. She sees, he will go there, but human beings no. So therefore for human beings some system has been performed. Even whether you believe in God, rebirth or not, every society has principles. Why? Because people are like animals otherwise. And animals means the strong will exploit the weak. So the law is there to protect the weaker person. Law is not for the strong people. Strong people still flout the law. They don't need it. When you make it, then still they try to transgress it. And it is the weak person who appeals for protection. So it is for them. So Veda is also compassionate like that, so that the strong does not exploit the weak. So therefore it says Pasunam iva indriya aramatva atishavarnaya, so that people do not become complete slave of their senses. So he puts restriction. So it is also good for themselves. Now we see children, they are very much addicted to the screen. So then they don't want to study, they don't want to play, they don't want to eat even, they forget everything. Then their development, mental development, physical development, social skills, nothing. So then they suffer. So this is what is happening. So therefore, out of compassion, like parents out of compassion also try to discipline their children. It is their compassion. So the Veda is also like that, like a compassionate father, Param Karunika Veda, Pasunamive Indriya Aramatvatisya Varna eva Tan Uddisya Karmani. So he says, please do this, but we are not going to do it. So then he says, you will get this. Like you may entice children, then you do your homework, then you will get something to eat, or you can watch TV, something you have to give some result. Because animals, they only understand the language of either punishment or result. That's how they train, how the circus animals are trained. Or scientists do some experiments on rats. They also give them something to make them do something. So that's the way. If you do it, reward. Don't do it, hit them.
Some people also on the same level.
No. Humanity is, the whole system of police is designed
Punishing and result, same. Dvipada Pashu.
Yes. So Faldarsana Rochian, so increasing their taste, Tatha Vidhatte, it prescribes. Yatha Pratar Arabhya Snanadibhir Vihita Anusthanair Vikarmanya Avsaram Eva Tena Prapnuvante. So the Vedas prescribes like this, that they keep you busy from the morning, that you wake up in Brahma Muhurta, then do this, then do that, then chanting. So then you don't get the time to engage in Vikarma. So this why Manu said in Manu Smriti that if you invent anything where a machine can do the job of few human beings, he says that is Asurik. He says this Mahayantra Pravartanam is one of the sinful activity. Because then what happens, that now you get free time. Because machine is doing it. So that free time you will engage in Vikarma. So now people are engaged in Vikarma. So many Vikarmas are happening. Whole night people don't sleep. Night is meant for sleeping and Brahma Muhurta for waking up. They go to bed at Brahma Muhurta. What are they doing? Some Vedic activity? No, Vikarma. So that's why he says that they are not given time for Vikarma. Like that their life is made. And it is good. It is also good for our system. So this is their karuna. So te na amaniyasyaniti evam veda tatparyam avdharya swasya ajitendriyatvam durvaram alaksha viveki karmeva kartum itiyah. Okay. Anisiddha Bhojan vyayadishu pravartya eva papebhyo bhishyamanah swadaktam bhishnan tan maniyanti. So he says, Anishiddha bhojana vyavadishu pravartya eva. By engaging them in foreign activities which are not forbidden, eating, or even if you have to have sexual relationship, then according to Shastra. So they give injunction for that, so that you don't just do it whenever you feel like eating, whenever you feel like enjoying. Not like that. So papebhya bhishyamana, they may scare them that this is sin. So this whole concept of sin is to scare people. And then out of fear, they avoid it. They respect. So he says, Bhishnat tan maniyanti. So they respect or they agree to these things out of fear. The whole religious system works on fear, basically. Tadagya palana asamarthyadeva tena amanishyani evam ved tatparyam avadhara. And anyatha tadagya palana asamarthyadeva. Otherwise, if they don't scare them, then they will not follow the order. Tena amanishyan, they will not respect this. Iti evam ved tatparyam avadharya swasya chendi ajitendriyatvam durvaram alakshya viveki karma eva kartum arhati. So person who understands this, he will engage in karma, knowing that I am ajitendriya and I cannot control my senses. So one who understands the purpose of the Veda is like this, who has this viveka, he will do this vedoktam eva karma. So therefore this understanding is very important. So one is that you do out of fear. Those people who don't have, then at least they have to be scared. But actually if you understand it is good for me, that is better. So either you respect it out of fear, or better is that you have viveka, you have understanding. So then vedoktam eva. So now he says, Nanu karmani kriyamani tasmin tatphale cha asakti tatphalam cha syat natu neskarmya rupa siddhirata. So he says that if you engage in karma, you are saying that the Veda is engaging in karma. He says if you engage in karma, two things will happen. Number one, you are going to get the result of that karma. And then when result comes, you like it. So you will become attached to the result. And then how are you going to get neskarmya? So instead of attaining the outcome which Veda wants, the outcome of neskarmya, you will get the result, because if you perform the action, the result will come. And when the result will come, then attachment will come to that. So the neskarmya will not happen. So therefore he says nisanga, that it also has to be performed without attachment. So from the very beginning, he understands nisangaha karmani phale cha anabhiniveshvan. So detachment from two things, from the action and from the result. Attachment can also happen to the action. Niyamagraha, in bhakti also they have niyamagraha. So that is also big obstacle. People take big pride in that. And that itself becomes a chain to hold them. So here also this attachment to the action and the attachment to the result. So one should not have abhinivesh for that. And secondly, Ishvare arpitam eva, and it should be performed only as an offering for Ishvara, not for any other result. So you see, the whole idea of result is wiped out from here. So that is the technique. And Nanu phalasya srutatvat karmani krite phalam bhavedeva. So another objection is raised that since the Veda is saying that if you do this yajna, this result will come, and Veda cannot be wrong, and you are doing the karma, so the result will come. So how you are saying that he is going to be free from the result? Same example as I said, that if you eat food, your stomach will be full, you will get nourishment. How is that you can eat food and not get the result of eating? So then he says that that is not the case here. So in their case, this falshruti is only rochanartha. Na rochanartha iti karmani ruchi utpadanartha eva. So this is only to create an interest in them. That is not the intention of the Veda, to give you that result. In other words, if you do it nisanga, you will not get the result. That's what he is trying to say. Because if the father says that you drink this medicine and you drink it, then he doesn't have to offer you toffee for drinking. The toffee is offered only when the child doesn't want to drink. Then you say, oh, I give you chocolate, I give you this, please have this. But if he says it is good for you, it will cure your disease, and you take it even if it is bitter, then there is no question of toffee coming. So therefore he says that this toffee was only to entice you to take the medicine. Like that, this phala is described so that you do it. But now when you do it with viveka, then there is no phala involved. So that's what he says. Ruchi utpadanartha. Then he is explaining agadapane khandaladdu kadi vat. So same which was example given earlier by him, that like you want to drink some medicine and then he says he will give you the laddu, khanda laddu, but if you drink it then there is no need for that, because that was not the intention of the father to give you chocolate. His intention was to give you medicine and basically cure your disease. So therefore Veda also gives some other statements which tell you for higher purpose of these things and not the result. Because if it is rochna artha, then there must be statement which speak of neskarmya, the higher purpose. So he says, tatascha tametam vedanuvachnena brahmana vividishanti brahmcharyena tapsa shraddhya yagyena anasakena chaiti. So he says, therefore these Vedic statements, the Brahmanas they follow, they try to understand by practicing brahmacharya. The brahmacharis they follow Veda. Tapasa means those who are vanprasthas. Shraddhya yagyena grihasthas. Anasakena cha, fasting etc. sannyasis. So sannyasis, grihasthas, brahmacharis, vanprasthas, they follow the statement of the Vedas. Yagyadinam gyan shreshtam cha avdharya. So they understand that this yajna etc., they are the gyan shesha. Means that they are the anga for the gyan. Gyan is the angi. Means their purpose is actually to understand Brahman and not to go to heaven. So with that intention they perform it, and not with that falshruti which is being described. Niskame karmani pravartate. So therefore they engage in the karma without any kamana, niskam. Tatasya swarga kamo yajeta ityadi bhi kamitasyeva swargade phalatvena avgamad akamito asau na bhavati. So now there is a nyaya which is called sanyog prithakatva nyaya. This comes, Jiva Goswami explains this in Sandarbha also. It is the nyaya of the Purmimansa. Sanyog prithakatva nyaya. What is sanyog prithakatva nyaya? That when it is said swarga kamo yajet. So if you are swarga kama and you do that, you will get the swarga. That is the sanyoga. But if you do the yajna without swarga kamna, then you will not get. That is the prithaka. So same thing will give two separate results to two different people. If you do it with Sakam Buddhi, you will get that result. And if you do it with Niskam Buddhi, you will not get that result. So what was said by the Purva Paksha, that if you do this yajna, etc., you are bound to get the result. He says, no, you will not get it. Same with the example, when the child is drinking the medicine without any problem, then there is no question father giving him the toffee or whatever. So therefore he says, tatascha swarga kamo yajeta ityadi bhi, that these types of statements, kamitasya eva swargade phalatvena avgamat, that only those who have the kamana, those who have the desire for swarga, they will get the swarga phala. Akamito asau na bhavati. But one who is akami, one who does not have that kamna, he will not have this result. Iti parameshware karmarpan mahimna bhakti misra jnana janakena karmana api neskarmyam siddhir bhavati iti bhava. And then if he is not going to do the arpan to the Ishvara, then still it is not going to make you free from karma. So therefore he says that karmarpan mahimna, that by the strength of karmarpan, this is the important thing. So now this karma will become neskarmya. Otherwise it will only remain sattva guna. So now it will become trigunatita, because it will become bhakti misra jnana janakena karmana. This karma is going to lead you to Gyan. Sarva karma khala parthe jnane parisamapyate. And then bhakti. So bhakti misra jnana janakena. It is going to generate jnana along with bhakti, mixed with bhakti, because you are doing offering. So then this is neskarmya siddhi. So neskarmya siddhi bhavet iti bhava. One will have the result of freedom from karma. This is the meaning. Yes.
I'm just trying to summarize. So basically, he raised one objection that if fruits are given, then the aviveki will develop attachment to the fruits. So here that attachment will go away because of Bhagavad Arpana. That is the...
No, not like that. The attachment will go because this person is also going to study the other parts of the Vedas, which, like he quoted, tametam vedānuvachanena brahmana vividishanti tapsa jnanena yajnena anasakena. So they will have vividisha. This doing these things by niskama will lead to vividisha, the desire to know. This is a very big topic when you study Vedanta.
Okay.
So that's why in Sri Sampradaya especially, they consider Purvamimamsa and Uttarmimamsa as not two separate things. This is one. So this is Sodas Lakshani. So, or rather 16 chapters of Purvamimamsa and 4 of Vedanta, 20, okay, is considered as one thing.
Upasana.
In Sankaracharya Advaita Vedanta, it is considered as Purvapaksha. That they have to give it up and do that one. They says, no, you do this. This leads to Vividisa.
So even with the intent of obtaining the fruit, still he will become Vividisha.
Yeah, it will lead to Vividisa.
Okay. So then he hears, and then Viveka develops, then the fruit ceases to.
Yeah. Okay.